Hello, we're coming at you live and direct from the centre of the earth. It's about 30 degrees outside in sunny Stockport and it's about 99% humidity. I'm absolutely roasting. If you can't tell, I've been to the gym, just trained, got home, had a shower, and I thought, what better time to record this video and speak about my why. Who am I? And the reason I'm doing this, over the past few sort of months, past few weeks, I've seen a pretty decent increase in followers and I've never really spoke about it. I've touched on it like little bits here and there, but to actually fully make a video and say like, who actually am I? Now, when I was doing the preparation for this video, I struggled. I struggled with like sort of, when I ask myself the question, who am I don't actually know the answer to that. I don't think anyone really does, really deep down. So I figured what better way to do this video than just to do it off the cuff. And so I've answered my own question, eventually get there and hopefully in some degree of coherent sense. So I asked myself the question, who am I? I'm Liam, I'm a fitness coach based in Manchester and I've been doing this for the past 3 years. And it is the single best job that I have ever had, helping lads with the training, helping them with the nutrition, to feel better, to actually perform in the gym better, to be leaner, to be happier, to be fitter, to be faster, to be stronger, to run, to lift, to just challenge themselves. It's fucking mint. Like, sometimes I forget how lucky I am that this actually gets to be my job. Obviously through a lot of hard work on my end to actually do this, but it's class, and I love it more than anything. Again, apologies if I'm breathing out my nose, out my mouth. It's hay fever, my bad. So a little bit of backstory about me. I grew up playing football. Once I stopped playing football, I told myself that I need to probably get into the gym. I'll get massive, I'll get shredded, I'll get abs, I'll get massive biceps, and that'll be the end of it. I'll be done. Like, the thing that I really struggled with was that if I had something in the diary, say a holiday or an event, or something that I wanted to be usually like a little bit leaner for or in better shape for, I could do that. And then as soon as it came to that event or that holiday being over, I just reverted back to my old habits. I reverted back to just basically living like a fucking slob. I basically get in from work, I just sit there and I doom scroll, or I get it from work, I sit there and I go on my PS5 and I just sit there and I sort of felt like life's sort of passing me by here. There's nothing that's really challenging me. I've worked all sorts of different jobs. I went to uni, I did business management, got my first job as a real human being in the world of business, and I absolutely hated it. Doing that and sort of realising that wasn't the path for me made me realise how much I actually wanted to do this. And I've always loved helping people with fitness. I've always loved helping people with training. And that basically led me to this, which sort of like, who actually am I? Like, it's such a weird question to answer. But I think that ultimately I'm someone that likes to help people. In fact, no, I love to help people. I love to be of some degree of service. It means a lot to me that a lot of lads put their faith, put their time, put their energy, ultimately the investment into me, for me to help facilitate their change is massively important to me, and I love it more than anything. So the next sort of question I wanted to ask myself was, what is my why? Like, why do I get up in the morning and why do I want to do this? And ultimately, I think it comes down to a sense of not feeling like, or a sense of belonging. Now, when I stopped playing football and I got myself into bodybuilding, and because that's what I thought I had to do, I felt like I was basically involved in doing a sort of a training or a sport almost that wasn't really built for me. And I didn't have that sense of belonging, that sense of, okay, I know what I'm training for here. I know the reasons of why I'm training. My microphone's about to die. Brilliant. That's unbelievable timing. But that was the top, like, I didn't really feel like I had that belonging, and I never really connected with it. And the reason, and ultimately through not connecting with it, the drive was never there. And it wasn't until I discovered that running and lifting, and you can do them both at the same time, was something that you can actually do, and you can basically do everything that and replace what you was missing when you played in sport when you was younger. You can get fitter, you can get faster, you can get stronger, and you can do them all at the same time while actually enjoying your life and not living in this sort of all or nothing mindset where you're either 100% on all of the time or you're off. It's like, I say that bodybuilding and the concept of training to get bigger, to get leaner and do that, it's very binary. In my opinion, it's either you're on it or you're off it. You're either bulking or you're cutting. You're in prep or do you know what I mean? It's very, very black and white, yes or no. And I've always struggled with that. I've always felt that I want to do things a little bit differently. And yeah, that's sort of like deep down top of that reason why is because, again, I want to prove to myself that I've got the ability to help hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lads across the world. And I know that I have deep down. I've always felt like I've got a lot more potential to help a lot more people. But the main thing that was holding me back more than anything was the way that I approach situations and my mindset. I was almost like embarrassed to say it. I was almost embarrassed to say that, right, okay, I've got the tools to help you. Let's do it. I was almost embarrassed to say, oh, I'm only a PT, I'm only a thingy, like, because I've always been scared to back myself. I've always been scared to say really the way that I've been truly feeling inside. I've always been someone that's erred on the side of caution, on the side of being quite reserved and not like pushing myself out there, which is sort of like, in a really bizarre, weird way, has led me to the point where now I'm sat here, I'm talking in front of a microphone, my hair's soaking wet, I'm sweating like fuck, and I couldn't be happier to be able to do this, to be able to say like, this is my why, ultimately, to help as many people as possible, because I've been there in that situation. I've been there where you feel fucking shit, where you feel depressed, where you feel like everything is just on top of you. You get home from work and you just sit there and you think, do you know what, fuck this, like, I'm going to go lie in bed for a bit, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to scroll, I'm not going to do anything, because ultimately, that's the easy option. The easy option is to do nothing about it, and it's shit. Like, there's no getting away from the fact that there's no other way that I can get around this here by saying to you, like, I know it's shit because I've been there, and the only way out of it is by making the conscious choice to change. The way that we do that, it can be done in completely different ways, but that sort of ties me on, to be fair, to my third point of why the fuck should you listen to me? And because I've been there, I've lived it, I've been depressed, I've been fucking feeling angry about the way that I looked. Like, I used to look in the mirror and I used to lift my top up and go, shit, have I got abs yet? I used to weigh myself maybe 4 or 5 times a day in a fat loss phase, to going, right, okay, shit, is my weight come down? I've done the binge eating, I've done the fucking, I've done everything. My brain is absolutely peppered, mate. If only you understood the way that my brain operates, you would not, like, honestly, like, I've been there, and I don't think anyone has ever thrown at me has made me go, what the fuck, that's a bit mad, because, like, I completely understand, and I think that sort of ties into the who am I, because I'm quite understanding. Again, it's quite easy to say that about yourself, but I feel like I'm very understanding with understanding where people are, what you're struggling with, because like I said, like, through lived experience, through that, I've been there, and so, like, why should you actually listen to me? And again, these are really hard questions for me to answer, but I think the reason why you should listen to me is, like I said, because I've been there, I've been through the shit, and I come out on the other side by doing something that I actually enjoyed and sort of aligned with me, rather than trying to brute force bodybuilding, trying to brute force trading to get bigger because that's what you think that you have to do. In reality, balancing, running and lifting, doing them both at around about 3 to 5 hours a week. You don't need to become this like complete uber athlete where you've got a built for athletes bag and you're doing all this with your fucking patches on the back. You don't need to do that. You don't need to go all in on the thing. You can do little things. That's the beauty of like hybrid training, where you can try different disciplines. If you enjoy more endurance work than strength, sound, let's do more of that endurance work. If you enjoy more strength work, let's do more strength work. But it's about doing them both in sort of like in seasons almost, like seeing one as a strength block, seeing one as an endurance block where, okay, maybe over winter, we want to focus on strength. Maybe over summer, we want to focus a little bit more endurance because it's beautiful outside. Therefore, I want to train a little bit more. Now, I hope that's made some degree of sense, because I can't remember anything that I've spoke about in the last 9 minutes. My microphone's about to die, so I'm going to have to wrap this up really quickly. I've fucked it, to be honest. But my final question to myself was like, what actually matters to me? And I think that the thing that matters to me is just being honest. Being truthful and being honest and going, right, what is the reason that I want to do this? Like, and well, this is what I'll ask every single one of my clients, like, what actually matters what matters to you? What do you deem as being successful from this? And if the answer to that is that I just want to feel better about myself, I'm not asked really about a transformation picture. I'm not asked about having fucking visible abs. I'm not asked about any of that. Then I'm never going to push that on you, because I see it time and time and time again. And I'm not in this to fucking slag off other coaches, because that's not what this is. But to me, a transformation picture doesn't matter. To me, a transformation picture just shows that you managed to lose a bit of body fat sound. But the thing that I pride myself on, the thing that I pride every single bit of my coaching on, is that you feel better in yourself and you feel more confident, you feel happier, you feel stronger. And that's the only thing that will ever matter to me. That's the only thing that'll ever matter. I've done it before where you focus purely just based on looks, just based on the physical, just based on like an actual metric that you focus on from a body weight point of view, from a body fat point of view, from like, and when you do that, you just fucking lose sight of whereabouts you are, because ultimately like the number on the scale or like the look that you're chasing, that's not what matters. How you feel inside matters more than anything. And I found that when it was just focusing on that, I just hated it. Like I said just before, like weighing yourself 4 times a day, being so like tying so much sense of your self-worth to what the number on the scale is or the way that you look. Like the thing that matters to me, the thing that matters to most about anything is the way that you're performing. How are you running? How are you lifting? How are they both doing at the same time? How are your energy levels? How are you with your missus? How are you with your kids, for example? That's the thing that matters most to me. Seeing my clients win and seeing them happy, seeing them have a buzz and try new things, and ultimately to challenge themselves on a daily basis through exercise, finding that outlet to replace what you're missing from when you stop playing sport. That's the thing that matters the most to me, and finding that out has ultimately led me to the position that I'm in now, where I can do this. I do this full time. I do this online, where I can reach people all across the world, no matter the way you're speaking fucking English, French, Dutch, I don't know, Cantonese. I don't know if it's Cantonese, but it's a buzz, and I love it more than anything. It matters so much to me that I get to do this job and help people to feel better about themselves, feel stronger. Like, I'm repeating myself now, but it's an absolute buzz. It matters such an unbelievable amount to me that I get to do this. It's sick, and I am no longer tying myself down to be like ashamed to speak about it, or like not confident enough to say like, I fucking love this job. Look at the state of me. Hay fever's done me. Hay fever's absolutely done me. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about me from this video. It's completely unscripted, if you can't tell. I've been round the houses about 15,000 times, but what a buzz. I'll catch you in the next one.